We're live.
Yay, we're live. Number 90. Amazing. We've been doing it for a while. Me and Luis, I'm Varouche. And this is number 90. We're still waiting for the followers to come, but apparently no one is coming yet. But you know what? We're not going to give up. We're not going to give up because we want to do it. This is what we talk about. This is what we teach. This is what we learn all day long. And we're not going to give up. You shouldn't give up either. You should go at it no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how many failures you have. You just keep on going, keep on doing. The followers will come, the money will come, the success will come. Whatever you're asking for, it's going to come because that's what you're doing, that's what you're after, and that's what's going to come to you. And that's what's going to come to us, right? So
That's right.
number 90. Guys, we learn a lot. We have better cameras, better lights. We have system. We have everything. We have our table, mics, everything. This is, it was a development. It wasn't just from one day we did it. So don't give up. Today we're going to talk about feelings. I listen a lot. I do study a lot as well. Luis does a lot of listening and studying, and so we learn a lot. Mostly, we talk about things happen in the company, Kabartsi company. We are jewelry manufacturing retailer, and we have website. Please visit the website. Let us know what you think about the website. If you like anything on it, just comment. Tell us why and how. Huh?
A little something something tomorrow.
Okay, so here Nanar says we're gonna have sale tomorrow. If you guys are interested, visit the website. And without further ado, we're gonna talk about feelings because I think before I start the we part, I want, of course, Luis need to. I just like my brain said, what the hell?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. How you doing? So welcome back again to another podcast. It's always good to be here, and well, what else can I say, man? Podcast number 90. We're almost there. We're almost to 100 episodes, and it's been a long journey. Uh, it would really help if you guys could tell your friends and subscribe and whatever you find useful here, apply it and other than that, we can go ahead and get started, man.
Awesome. So today's first question is gonna go. I can feel. I don't know how to feel it. See, I've heard this during um, listening to speech. And this week we've had really long week. Like we were doing until 12:30 midnight, and we were doing one, and then the third day we did until 3 a.m. Very long hours. It was not easy. Like I still feel a little tired from doing all that hours and everything. So here we have the concept and idea of we want to succeed, whatever it takes. Sometimes you got to use your mind. Sometimes you got to use your eyes and body and your muscles. Whatever it takes, you're going to do it. Next week, maybe it'll be a little bit different. So I want to talk about feelings because I feel like some people don't know what are they feeling, and meaning like, are you feeling you want money, success? Are you feeling like are you're relevant, people listening, hearing you? What is going on? Like, you have to understand your feelings. You have to understand what you're feeling. It's very crucial, important, because that's what's going to tell you to do more of it or not, the opposite of it too. Don't do. So for me, I felt like I want to talk about a little bit, how do you feel? The feel is, obviously we have senses and we feel things, we touch things, and then we feel stuff, and then we feel hot, cold, all kinds of stuff like that. But then again, there is the intuition inside of us. There is that the energy. We feel energy, right? And then we feel this is the right thing to do. we feel our heart will tell us if this is we are on the right thing. Our mind tells us if if this is going to work for us. So we have to feel these things first before we get to the mind, and then we go to the calculation of if this is going to work or not, if this is good for us or not. But if you don't feel, you don't have feelings like I want to do it. So I feel like that's very crucial. I feel like a lot of people not understanding the feeling part, and Luis gonna come in from another dimension on this thing direction. But for me, it's like I want to put this out there. I want you to understand that you need to know, what are you feeling? Are you feeling sad when you do something? When you go to work, do you feel sad? When you go see your girlfriend or your wife or your husband, whatever you see, do you feel sad? Do you feel happy? Do you feel anything? You have to make your feeling count, and you have to pay attention to it, and then you have to understand if you're feeling the right thing. Sometimes your heart telling you this is the wrong thing, but you are so eminent about, no, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And then you lose a year or something, and then you come out of it from the other side. You'll be like, what the hell was I thinking? But all along the way, you knew this was not good for you because you were feeling it. So you have to understand to pay attention what you're feeling, if this is the right thing for you. So I hope I'm making myself a little bit clear here, because like I can go so many directions to explain this, but the moral of the concept, the story is pay attention to what you feel. And pay attention to, we're going to be talking about a bunch of other feelings here down the line, but pretty much I want to end it here because I just want you guys really take this seriously, because whatever happens to you. So don't take it just very softly about this.
For sure. Yeah, I think definitely feelings are definitely important, and I think they can serve as guidance, as a pinpoint, something that you should definitely drive your awareness to. And so I don't think you should ever try to ignore or suppress any feeling that you have, because there's a lot of value in every feeling that you feel. However, I think that just the feeling itself and just immersing into it and taking action solely from the feeling itself, I don't think that's right. I think you should, first of all, before anything, embrace the feeling, first of all, whatever feeling that you're currently having, whether that's anger, happiness, sadness, depression, whatever it is. Embrace it, be with it, and then approach it from a analytical standpoint, and try to dig really deep, like, have layers of depthness to that feeling. So maybe you're feeling angry, and maybe you are feeling angry at a certain, maybe towards a specific person or situation. Really try to see if that's really what it is. Like, is it really that person that's causing you to feel that way, or
Crucial point.
or is it maybe it's an action that they did, maybe it's
Maybe it's you,
or maybe it's you too. So like, it's important that you decipher what it is, and so always think it through, and you can have your own strategy as far as like how you break down your own feelings, and in order to get to the core of it. And once you understand and you have the core understanding of that feeling, then I think that's when you should obviously take action towards it. The action part is also important, because if you don't take action, then it's like you're getting the signals, but if you're not doing anything with them, then most likely that feeling will continue to repeat itself until eventually you do decide to take some sort of action to do something about it. But definitely, I think feelings are great. Don't try to suppress them or anything. Even if they're negative, even if they're bad, I think you should still embrace those feelings and be with them, because at the end of the day, they can all serve you to help you grow yourself in some sort of way. So you need that in order to propel yourself to take some sort of action.
awesome. That was a very good point. I love it. Next one is again, feeling. How can you heal yourself and do important healing? Um, Man, I can take this so many directions. I'm gonna try to put this in two different categories. Obviously, feeling. How can you heal yourself? Now, you feel hurt, and you gotta go start working on yourself to heal yourself. That's very important to be patient with yourself and be um, assertive, and whatever it takes to work on yourself and get out of it by healing yourself to the better side of it. Like, for instance, feeling is very important when it comes to nationalism. A lot of people will feel so important, so like must, and they go sign up to the army, go to war, and they when you go to army, you shoot guns and weapons, and you are killing people the other side, and you justify it because you felt like you had to do that. And that's the crazy side of this feeling stuff. The other side is you feel like you want to you have a feeling of compassion, empathy, and then you start using those side of you, and then you probably end up creating orphanage, and then bringing 1,000 kids, and then taking care of these kids, and so you have to nurture your feeling, what you're feeling, and then you have to be aware of what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, is it the right decision, is it the right time, and then you're gonna act on it. And then when you act on it, there are situations, there are consequences, and then there are things that you can bring back, and then you have to live with that. So you have to pay very, very, you have to pay such a importance. I don't know what to say. Like, it's very see, like, if you don't understand how to nurture your feelings or understand your feelings, you're gonna end up losing a lot. You lose time, you lose money, you lose people all around you. You'll be insensitive, and then you'll be all those levels of losing friends, family, husband, wife, and your kids will walk away, and all kinds of shit. So when it comes to feelings, you have to understand what you're feeling. You have to study it. You have to read books about it, whatever it takes. You have to do. You have to write down your feelings. You have to go back and read 3 months later to know what the hell you were feeling 3 months ago, because you're not going to remember none of it. So when it comes down to it, your feelings could help you grow, become a better version of you, or the worst version of you. So you got to pay attention. If you want to become a better person, and then you have to pay attention to that. You have to eliminate all the situations where it doesn't help you to become the better version of you. So that's where the feelings, the next explanation comes about for me.
Yeah, that was really good. Actually, I mean, just to add on to that, I think when you're healing yourself, it's important to really, accept everything that might have happened. Whatever feelings you're having, really embrace them, accept them, be with them, and of course, if there's something about those feelings that you feel that is wrong, or that it was somehow your fault, and you're feeling that like someone guilty, always like intend to forgive yourself. I think forgiveness is a big part of
Yes.
you healing yourself. And as bad as it might have been, and at the end of the day, you're only trying to do the thing that you feel like it's right for whatever your mindset is. That's really what you're going to end up doing, whatever you feel is right. And so sometimes that's not the case. And well, that's why we have podcasts like these, and there's other sources of education that can help you change that mindset, so that you don't make mistakes like those in the future. But definitely, I mean, as far as like healing goes, it's very important that you do that. in order for you to get closer to who you really are, of course, because when you're not healed, when you're hurt, that sort of creates a lot of boundaries within you, and it prevents you from going and exploring certain things because you're afraid that you might get hurt even more. And so you got to really work on that, heal yourself, understand what it is, and in order to become a stronger person ultimately at the end, and be able to really get to the core of who you really are, and become the better version of yourself. Yeah.
Nice. Next one. How alive do you feel? Ask yourself, right? So, what are some of the characteristics to feeling alive? First is gratitude is one. When you wake up in the morning, when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to talk about myself. First thing I tell myself is, good morning, yay, I'm alive, I'm here, I'm going to do this again, one more time. I'm going to make it count because I feel like today is going to be the best day ever, and I'm living in the future. I just opened my eyes in the future. The yesterday was the past, and the past doesn't matter if I was successful or the opposite of that. It doesn't matter because that's gone. It only matters if I continue being more productive, successful, and whatever. So, how alive do you feel? How alive do you feel? Ask yourself. Look at the mirror. Ask yourself, how alive do I feel? Do I feel alive, or do I feel dead inside? I've had those feelings a long time ago. I worked on myself. I'm so much better version of myself that I don't have time to feel bad. I don't have time to feel sad about myself. I just want to I feel like I want to do something amazing. And what does it take amazing? I did a lot of reading, a lot of studying. What it takes is you got to pay the price. You want to do something amazing? You got to not see your friends as much. You got to not watch shows as much. You got to not see your wife, husband as much. You got to not go to your favorite lake as much. You got to stay away from everything. Focus, concentrate, make something happen. That's what makes me alive. That's what I want to do. That's what you got to find yourself. What do you want to do? You want to become a teacher? Then again, you're going to pay the price to become a teacher. Everything in life, you're going to pay the price to become what you want to be the best in, or I hope it's not the average. So average is not so important. Yeah. So there are characteristics of feeling alive. What are the characteristics? You gotta kind of like understand and feel and see that your feeling is making people around you become better just because of you, because of your energy, because of who you are, who you're becoming. People want to call you, talk to you. They want to come ask you questions, and they want to get your opinions. Because you are being that person, and it's by choice, of course. And once you choose to be, and that's it, that's all it takes. And then from then on, it's you're becoming better version of you every day, nonstop, until the last. And so I just want to this turned out to be like I'm giving advice, but really, like this is how I do it. This is what it takes. And then you go study Elon Musk, you go study people that reach to those kind of levels. They had to work on themselves to become the better version of them, and this is what it took. This is what it takes. And if you do this, eventually you will become the next level, the next better version of you. And this wasn't like I was giving any advice. This is reality. This is what it takes, and I hope you're on that path. I would love to learn from you guys. What are you guys going through? If you guys can leave comments down below, I would read gladly, and I want to learn from you guys too. And hopefully others will read and learn from you, experience and we're all having different experiences in this life, and it's beautiful to share with each other to become better version of ourselves, always, all the time. I'm the biggest fan of that, so it'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah. So how alive do you feel? What are some of the characteristics of feeling alive? To me, I mean, some of the characteristics of feeling alive is really, first of all, getting always like working towards, discovering who your true self, so constantly challenging yourself in certain areas where, you feel like that may be something for you, and that may be something that's part of you. Uh, so really like the being on that like discovery journey where you're trying to find yourself, you're trying to discover like what are your what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are your values, what are going to be your standards, and your boundaries moving forward. And I think that's really exciting because all of that really encompasses who you are. And of course that increases the love you have for yourself as well, because you're taking the time to really work on yourself and actualize your mind to do that. So I think that's great. Also, if you've already found some stuff, you've already discovered some passions that really make you feel great about yourself. Then, and if you're pursuing them too, that's another characteristic. Where you're advancing, you're moving forward. You're giving yourself reasons every single day to wake up and go and perform and do something great for yourself. And possibly after you've acquired some value for yourself, you can start providing that value for others as well. Once you feel like you're capable enough to do that, as well as these can be things also like self-love. You go and you practice self-love for yourself. And once you've acquired a good understanding of that, then you can start expressing your love towards other people as well, create relationships and friendships and stuff like that. So that in of itself, that creates a lot of sense of feeling alive. And but of course, one very specific one for me is uh, structures and strategy. Of course, because
That's self-love.
yeah.
I thought self-love is going shopping and buying a nice shirt for yourself.
No, man, that's like coco, man. uh, no, but it's because I have these structures in place. So when I feel like some of these structures are in development, they're in place, and the strategies are moving forward, and I'm taking steps every single day to eventually become part of having goals set, and objectives accomplished, within that structure. That's the most fascinating thing for me, because I know that eventually each thing that I'm doing every single day, eventually, like one day, it's just gonna like you know equate to something really big. And that's really what I'm looking forward to. And so that in of itself is amazing. But of course, it wouldn't be possible without some sense of structure. So knowing exactly what I'm doing every single day, and how it's going to affect me down the line in the future. So yeah.
I think that's very, very crucial. I do that. But one thing I want to add to that is like when you have your structure, and sometimes you do something where it's a little bit off. Also, that would cause, let's say, it would cause you to lose money, and that would be turn off. That would be like my structure is not working that well. The thing here, if you have solid structure, it doesn't mean it's not going to have side uh, negativity coming towards that. You just have to continue. You just have to continue so long that
For sure.
you become the master of that structure, and then you can you like, and then when you're the master, it's going to be much much easier to
Yeah,
like
for sure.
to have success nonstop. Everything you're doing, most of everything you're doing.
Yeah.
Um, did we say how live to you? Yeah, we said.
Yeah, that's what we did.
What makes you feel happy? What is your angle? Of course, this question came from our friend, went to shopping, and that was his angle to make himself happy. Since we're talking about feelings, I thought we should put this here and talk about it, because he's manufacturing a feeling good. When you feel good, you want to get up in the morning and go and do some amazing things, not only for yourself, for your family, and for others too. You will go very far to make things like make something amazing. Otherwise, you don't want to leave your home, you don't want to travel, you don't want to go out of your comfort zone, and that's not how you're gonna be able to attain anything special. So you have to make yourself feel good. How do you do it? You gotta learn how to do it. Maybe you love to do 100 push-ups, and afterwards you feel so good. And then maybe you need to do that more often than you already do. Maybe you need to go shopping, like our friend. He went to shopping and he felt good about it, and then he's gonna go make some more money to do more shopping, and like it's a compounded. So
Crazy guy.
what is your angle? You got to find your angle, man.
Yeah.
You do you have an angle? If you don't, you got to find it. What is your angle? I don't know. Go shopping, see how you feel about it afterwards. Some people, they feel really bad about it. Like they want to take the stuff that they bought back and get their money back. Some people, they spend their money on food only. Some people, they spend their money on cars.
I spend on food, man.
It's the standards. You people have standards. You got to find your standard, but like maybe you need to be aware of your standard. You don't want to do it blindly and not knowing that that's what you're doing. And then that's a great thing to know what you're actually doing, because it would allow you to re-engineer your angle, I guess, right?
For sure.
So you can continue from there. There's got to be something happening there in your mind.
Did you say what made you happy?
Yeah, I said what makes you happy is like maybe shopping. I said,
you too.
Oh, for me, I definitely love shopping, and I'm not shopaholic, but I love shopping. Sometimes I leave work and go shopping. Do you call that a shopaholic? I don't know. I love to shop, buy chains and gold and whatever. Like make more designs when we haven't put the designs on the website yet. The stuff that we made previously.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm shopaholic. I don't know. We all have standards.
Yeah. So what makes you feel happy? I mean, first of all, I think it's important that you find the things that make you feel happy, and I think there should be no judgment as far as like what you choose to pursue, to make you happy, because all of us are wired very differently. So whatever makes you feel happy, that should be what you should pursue, and pursue it without feeling judged by others, because other people will judge you regardless, whatever it is you choose. So, but it's your happiness here we're talking about. So
yeah, we're not talking about standards like other people.
This is going to only affect you, so make sure that you pick something that you love to do and go for it, whatever it is. It can be weird, it can be crazy, whatever. What makes me feel happy, that's a good question too, man. I'm going to say eating, man. I feel happy when I eat, man.
What, when you're taking the bite or afterwards?
No, when I'm taking the bites.
Oh, see? It's all different, man.
Big fan of food, man. I've always loved food, man. Everything, man. And so, yeah, I just love food, man. I love the food industry, like in general. I hope in the future I can open some places up, and
you will
be able to do something like that. Like I have so many ideas with that, but like definitely, I mean, eating definitely, like every time new restaurant, new location, it's always exciting for me. So I like to do that every time I want to go and experience something like that. But yeah,
beautiful. Yeah, that's the whole thing here. It's feelings. You have to feel what you love to do the most, and then you have to work and nurture it, and then make something out of it. Next one is heart and body and mind connection, Trinity. That's what we call it. That's what you hear in a lot of different senses, different places. That's how they interpret to achieve. So you guys have to really understand what mind does, your mind do, what your heart does, and what your body, as in human body, does. Uh, you have to study it a little bit. You have to know the parts in your body, the functions, and altogether, if they're functioning correctly, how do you feel? You have to learn about why do you get old? Why two people work in same company and there's a lot of carcinogen in there. One person gets cancer, one person doesn't get cancer, and why people feel things, others don't feel anything. Um, these are things I'm putting out there for you guys to study, and because I've done it. This podcast is not about that. I'm not going to talk about what happens, but I want you to guys really seriously think about. You must know about these things. Life is short. You got to get on it. If you don't know, start learning, and then that's going to help you to make better decisions. You're going to know what you're feeling, what your body is feeling, what your mind is feeling, or what your heart is feeling. And then when you hear the what do they call it, morning star, Russell or morning star, I think that's what they call it. When you hear that noise, when you hear that whisper, you got to pay attention. Where did it come from? Did it come from you feeling your energy, your body aura, feeling something from somebody, or getting a signal, or is it your mind seeing something, interpreting something, and understanding something and getting it, or it's your heart telling you, "I want this." Like Luis, he's his food. His heart tells him he must have that sandwich. And you got to understand what's going on, man. Like, you got to pay attention, because you can do better decision. Because, guys, we're not going to live 300 years old. This is it. You got to do it now. It's now. Don't go sleep. You got to be like, when I woke up to this, there was a fear just went on my body. I was so afraid, so worried, so confused about, oh my God, I don't understand that. I don't understand this. I start reading books. I start listening to books. I start studying these things year after year after year. I never stopped. If you want to become a better version of you, you got to start studying. You got to start learning. Just because you finish your college doesn't mean that study must stop. It must continue. Just because you didn't graduate doesn't mean that you don't need to study. You're not good in studying. You got to study. You got to study about your mind. You got to study about your heart. You got to study about your body, what it does it do. You got to study about energy. You got to study about pendulums. You got to study about all kinds of stuff. YouTube is a great place for it. So if you're confused where to start from, start typing, what do you want to know? You want to know about money? You want to know about relationships? You want to know about who you are? Start listening, watching videos, writing things down. Maybe starting what do you call that, the wall, the wish board, and start putting your wishes, man. Like, every morning you get up, you look at your wishes, like, oh yeah, I want to buy a 5-bedroom house. Oh shit, yes, what do I need to do today to get closer, if that's what you want. So that's the whole thing. You gotta hear your mind, body, and your soul, and your heart. So yeah,
For sure. Yeah, so heart and body and mind connection. I mean, I don't have much to say here, man. Still working on on the heart and body, heart and body part actually. Um, Mostly, up to this point, I've mostly focused on the mind itself. So like everything as far as like structure and knowledge, and you know really getting all those things in, and like how the mind operates, and really maximizing the use of my brain really to achieve things. But definitely I feel like the heart too, but not as much. I do use the heart here and there, to guide me to do things. But sometimes the mind for me is more empowering than the heart. So then I end up doing things more based on on the mind than the heart. So it's more logical, more like structure based, more like step one, step two, and gotta get this done, then this other thing done, and so on and so forth. So it's more like linear as opposed to having more like flexibility with the heart and stuff like that. So, but who knows? That may change in the future. I definitely am aware about it, and eventually, I think what I'm really waiting for is for something really to happen, like some sort of breakdown or something like that, where I can see that the heart is actually more powerful than I could imagine. Because right now it's just there's just no experience for me to associate it, like no personal experience for me to associate the fact that the heart can actually have an impact on me, at least, like more than the mind. Like I've seen the mind produce more like results for me as far as that goes, with technology and stuff. Like that was all like, me like structure brain, like studying and figuring things out, and just being like one with the computer, and just like doing stuff like that. It was not much heart involved. It was more like logical, straightforward. Like once I understood the process, I knew I could get some sort of outcome and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it about that, man. It's
Um, I wanted to leave it and move on, but I want to say a few things.
Oh,
I just
shit.
want to say, because we have viewers, I want to say, heart feels, mind does not feel.
Yeah.
Mind calculates, heart does not calculate. Your body receives signals and sends signals out. Like one day you think of your best friend 7 years you didn't hear from, and 2 hours later that phone rings. He's on the other side telling you that he was thinking about you, so he called you. Those are signals sent and received. Your mind does not do that. Your mind is very powerful, yes, but your mind is constantly thinking, constantly busy, and your heart is not constantly busy, constantly thinking. You got to pay attention once in a while. Through that busyness, your heart will come and say something to you. You got to hear that. If you don't, you're going to miss it, and you're going to keep on calculating it, and 3 weeks later you're going to be like, I'm doing everything, it's not working out, what's going on? Because you're doing the same thing over and over, that it's not producing the results that you want. It's producing results, but not the one that you want, and you're frustrated now. So you got to pay attention to your heart, because your heart knows. Your mind does not know what's best. So good luck. It's not easy. It took me a long time, but it's a process too. I wish I've heard more my dad, what he had to say, but then again, he wasn't that good in it. So I'm trying to teach this to my son. He's 15. I hope he's getting it. If not, he's gonna lose a lot of time until he comes back to realization what dad was saying was true. I mean, I didn't invent these things. It's just the way it is. Your body, mind, heart works this way. I didn't invent it. I just had to learn it. We all have to. As soon as you do, as soon as you can use it towards your successes, and your ability will become much wider and much bigger. So
For sure.
that's all I had to add. That's it. That was nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, next one here. It's a little confusing, but I'm gonna say it anyways. The part this, I'm gonna leave it out. How to organize your unique self. I just want to say we're all unique. We're all amazing. We're all, very, very different. There's not even one more copy of like us. We all somehow 7-8 billion people on this planet. They all see it. We all see it different. We all know differently. As much as we come together, we agree on so many things. But then again, there's that one thing. It's not the same. And the stuff that we're agreeing on, most likely we're agreeing because we don't want to have confrontation or argument most of the time. We're very unique. The whole thing is about this is to understand that you can become the better version of you every other day. Tomorrow is the future. Today was the future of yesterday. And today I'm in the future. Tomorrow is another future. And then tomorrow I can be a better version of Varush. Instead of being this person, I don't want to be this person anyways. I want to be better. Next time you see me, next time I'm doing the podcast, if I don't have better things to say, if I'm not a better person, then there's something wrong. So we're all unique, understand that, and then work with it. And then don't forget, in your uniqueness, you gotta feel it. You gotta
Feel how to organize your unique self.
organize.
How to organize.
It's coming.
Yeah. How to organize. Your unique self. So for sure, I mean, yeah. So definitely, I think.
Oh my God.
I'm thinking, man. It's like this is what happens when
Think.
when you have a lot of like when all you do is mine. Sometimes you have trouble. There's a lot of thoughts going in. You're trying to structure everything. So it comes out like in a structured way. And so
Yes.
but like organizing like unique self, you're referring to like what, like to the
Unique self meaning like
Like-
your experiences from childhood. You made decisions and that made you, and then everybody else made other decisions.
for sure.
It made them, and then
Yeah.
you become unique because of it. Because the plain slate, and then you start
For sure.
adding programs to it. The million program is nothing like 7 other billion people's.
For sure. Yeah. So definitely, I mean, everybody's going to be associated with a certain number of experiences, and so I think it is your duty really to become aware of those
Mhm.
and really, I would say, at least the way I did it, really pull out the experiences that really define a very important part of your life. So these may be good experiences, but also like the painful ones, and especially I would say more like the painful experiences, because those tend to shape you a lot more, because usually that's when your awareness is at its highest, and you're really, the thing that you want at that point is
Pain.
to really never experience that ever again. So usually when you experience something painful, usually that's when you have like a wake-up call, and you're like, I don't want this anymore happening in the future. So that's most likely going to be your driving motivation to go and start making some sort of change, to avoid that. But if the emotion, the experience itself wasn't that painful, then most likely you will have it again and again until eventually it's painful enough that you're just going to decide to do something different. So definitely, I think you should go and do that with all your experiences. I think every experience has some sort of value, as far as like the important ones, like I said, to extract, and that pretty much you can use that moving forward in whatever journey, whatever endeavor that you're currently pursuing, like understand yourself, like where you came from, what you've experienced, and how that can also affect you in the future. It can affect you positively, but also sometimes negatively, and you have to become aware of that too. Like, you may have a blind spot to something that you're not really aware of, and that may be because of something that you experienced in the past, and you weren't even aware how that in the past has been affecting you right now. So I think it's important that you assess that, and then you break that down and see exactly what is there to learn there, so that moving forward you can be a little bit more free, be a little bit more of yourself without having to really be held back by any pain, by any painful experience.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question because
Yes.
you just made me think.
Oh,
You talked about pain.
oh,
So,
pain.
enduring pain,
Yes, right.
you know that people, they go to meetings or clubs or something and they walk over red coal, hot coal.
Where in the
Uh,
clubs?
Like there are meetings or
Oh,
seminars or
yeah.
all kinds of those type of things, and then they make them walk over fire, over coal. And then that is pain.
Yeah,
They associate pain with endurance.
yeah,
Like if you want to become great in something, there's pain associated with that. What is the pain? Like pain is like you have to do 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's painful.
yeah.
Like so enduring pain. How do you explain that? Because I feel like there's an angle there because we're talking about angle too.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Uh,
I feel like some viewers would probably appreciate that kind of
well,
thinking and
well, I think the way that you,
methodology.
I think the way that you endure pain, first of all, should be very structured, and it should have a strategy behind it as well, because not everything that you endure more pain of, you're gonna become all of a sudden better. There's things that are painful, and you probably should, you know, not do it again. And so, but so you have to be very logical and strategic about like what you're doing. Like obviously, it's pain as far as like working extra hours and stuff like that. Yes, you put in more hours. Obviously, it could be painful. You might be feeling a little tired and everything, but like parts of your body may start hurting. But eventually, yes, you will get more work done, meaning that you will, gain an advantage over your competition, or whatever the reason is that you're doing this for. You will have made more progress, and you will be getting closer to your goals because of it. However, it's always good to think about the cons of that too. You gotta make sure that, because you are making a compromise on things like maybe your sleep, your health, things like those. Maybe compromise when you're doing stuff like that. So you have to be aware of that too, how that can affect in the long run. Because while you may be able to work really hard for a week or two, you may experience very harsh consequences moving on forward. You may be down for an entire month because these 2 weeks for you doing that, you caused a whole lot more problems now for the upcoming months. So I think it's important that you're strategic about what you're doing, and that you educate yourself a lot. If you're gonna obviously do it purposefully, you're gonna purposefully put yourself in a position of stress and pain. Make sure you know what you're doing, or at the very least, be with someone who has been there, and who you can trust, and who has actually experienced that, who can guide you through that
Yeah.
that period of time when you're going through that pain. Because uh, you got to know, and that somebody is there for you, or you got to know yourself that this is okay, and that what you're doing is good. Because I mean, like, sometimes, yeah, that's uh you just don't weigh out the pain of something. Like maybe you might be like in a sports game, and maybe you've injured yourself, and you decide that you just want to continue playing anyway. Well, then you might actually, that injury may turn into something more permanent actually down the line, if you continue to play or something like that. And that's not good, that you continue to push yourself through that pain. Because yes, you might be able to play a little bit more in that game, but you might just destroy your career by doing something like that. So you got to be logical about what kind of what you're doing there. And so that's why it's important to, either educate yourself or have some sort of advisor there, that can guide you properly, who's been through that already. And so, yeah, those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah, two things. One, those people that are going to be there, like you said, like guide you through.
Yeah.
You got to listen to them because they've been there. Don't just hear. Actually, do it. And most likely in the beginning you're not going to be good at it, but you got to go for it, and then you're going to learn to be that. And second is everything has price to pay. What is the price to pay? You're going to go and you're going to get injured probably while you're trying to move the ball forward, and then that's the price to pay. And then other things too, of course. You're gonna, not sleeping a lot, working hard. It's price to pay. For 2 days, you're out. You're not really functioning well. But it has to be strategic, like Luis explained. It has to make sense, because if those hours that you put in, and then that's not gonna translate into more putting your company out. And that's putting your company out is going to turn into more long-term jobs coming in, and like hiring more people or getting paid more or something. Then maybe you shouldn't do that. That's strategically it's wrong thing to do, right? So you got to calculate, and then you got to make sure that it's going to work for you, and then you're going to go for it. We don't know what's the tomorrow is going to be, but we're going to guess and we're going to go and listen to the advisors that around you that have been there. They have succeeded, those advisors. So we are the last question. Develop your mindset. Feeling great. What? The tiger? I feel great. There's a reason, man. Like, if I don't feel great using this, I'm not going to use the damn thing, You got to feel great about what you're doing. When you're feeling something amazing, when you do it, if you don't feel great, that's probably the trigger. What is that? Not to do it. And then I put that last word, the word in the last down the line. Develop your mindset on feeling great, because you must feel great. If you don't feel great, don't freaking continue. You don't want to feel like shit and keep on doing what you don't like to do. Go find something that makes you feel amazing, feel great. Even if you don't get paid, you still feel great doing it. But eventually that's going to turn into getting paid, because you're going to get good at it. Eventually you get so good at it that you become very hot commodity. Every other company wants you. Every other industry wants you, and then you just become, great, feeling great, and just keep on feeling great. Don't forget feeling great. I'm gonna finish it there.
Yeah. So develop your mindset on feeling great. I think, who doesn't want to feel great, right? So I think feeling great is something that you should aim for a while, of course, because no matter how hard you try, there isn't a single emotion that you can maintain for the rest of your life. That's just not going to happen. Eventually, you're going to go from feeling great to feeling horrible to feeling. You might even go to the opposite. You might feel depressed sometimes. You might feel like sad, whatever, But it's always good that you're always when you are experiencing those negative emotions, that you find a way to transition back to feeling great, and staying there as much as possible, but yeah, there's just a lot of things and variables that are out of your control that will, make you feel not so great. But definitely, if you work on your mindset and work on everything else that we spoke about today, that really increases your chances of feeling great more times during the day than if you were not to educate yourself and have all this knowledge. So definitely.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess overall we should feel really great about what we're doing, but like here it's going to happen things that we don't feel so amazing about. But you got to still feel great about being, like me, I feel great about being a jewelry designer, right? So I have to feel great about being jewelry designer. If I don't feel then I probably don't want to do it anymore. But in being jewelry designer, there's always parts of it where I feel depressed about. I feel not so amazing about. But overall, I do feel great about it. So that's my indication that I should continue this. I should be better designer tomorrow. So I think.
Yeah, I'm done, man.
Alrighty, beautiful. So with that, we're gonna close number 90. Amazing. I can't wait to see the 100, but one at a time. 10 more. With that, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys being here, watching all the way through. If you did, you're amazing. And please leave comments down below. Let us know about what do you think about the show. Anything that you guys want us to talk about, we will do our own diligent research, and we'll come back and share with you guys. And thank you so much. Don't forget, we are a jewelry company. We are manufacturing. We design. We designers. We have our own websites, and we do a lot of designing for other designers as well. And so, if you guys feel like visiting our website, please let us know what you think. Thank you. We appreciate you. We'll put the link down below, though.
Yeah. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Once again, it's always good to be here. Hopefully, you guys learned a lot. And there's going to be links down below to our social medias, to our book, that's 10 Stages to Mastery. You can find it down below to download it, or you can listen to the audiobook version. And thank you very much for watching once again, and we hope to see you in the next episode.
See you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
See you guys.